Welcome, my dear apprentice. I trust you found the studio without too much trouble. Ah, here we are, amidst the world in ink and parchment. Each map you see here is more than just a guide to the unknown. It's a portal to different times and places, the product of countless adventures and tales. I am glad you have joined me in this quiet corner of the world where we breathe life into forgotten land. Let us embark on this journey of precision and passion together. Now, I believe it's essential to understand that cartography is not merely a profession. It is an art form, a delicate dance of lines that capture the essence of lands far beyond our reach. As we trace coastlines and sketch mountains, we are not just drawing, we are invoking the spirit of each place. Have you ever held a map and felt as if you were gazing through a window to another world? That's the magic we create with our tools, and with every line we draw, we become a part of that world. I was much like you when I first began. I remember looking at a globe in my father's study, my fingers tracing the routes that the great explorers took across the unknown seas. It was then I realized that each map I would create could be a beacon for those who dared to dream and venture beyond the horizon. Here, in this room, I will pass on to you all that I have learned. Not just the techniques, but the soul of a cartographer. Let's start with the basics. This here is a compass. It is our most faithful guide. A good map maker is never without one. It tells us where we are, and more importantly, where we are not. When you hold it, feel its weight. It is sturdy, reliable. With it, you will learn to draw not just what you see, but what you know to be true. Even when the land itself tries to deceive you with its mirages and mazes. Now, look here. These are some of the tools of our trade. Quills, ink pots, and rulers. Each has its place. The quill, for instance, is not just a pen, it is our wand. With it, we channel our thoughts onto the blank canvases before us. Notice the variety of inks. Each color holds significance. Blue for the mighty oceans, green for the lush forests, and brown for the towering mountains. The choice of color is not just about aesthetics. It's about clarity. It's about truth. As you embark on this path, you will find that each map you create is a piece of yourself. You must give it care, thought, and above all, respect. These maps tell stories. Stories of cultures, migrations, and histories. Some are stories of peace and beauty, others of conflict and conquest. You must wield your quill with honor, knowing that what you put down on paper could one day guide a young soul to their destiny. Let us also talk about the responsibility that comes with our craft. A map has the power to change destinies. It can declare new lands, forge new connections, or erase ancient boundaries. It is not just about geography, my dear. It's about humanity. Remember, what we map changes the world, literally and metaphorically. We hold the power to explore, to reveal, and to conceal. And with this power comes a duty to be truthful, to be precise, and to be wise. In time, you will learn to listen to the whispers of the earth, to interpret the secrets it holds close. You will learn that the wind has tales to tell, that the stars are guides on our celestial map, and that every grain of sand has a story etched into it by the rivers and seas. But for now, listen, learn, and let your curiosity guide you. Thank you for choosing this path, for choosing to stand by my side as we chart the unknown. Together, we will map the corners of the world some known only to the wind and the stars. Welcome to the noble art of cartography. Let us begin. Now that you have familiarized yourself with the tools of our trade, let's delve deeper into the art of cartography. Today, I want to focus on the very essence of mapping, the meticulous craft of drawing coastlines. It's here, along these jagged lines and smooth curves, that our true challenge as map makers lies. You see, a coastline is more than a boundary. It's a dynamic frontier where land meets sea, where countless stories unfold. When we map these edges, we capture a moment in time, a snapshot of how the world breathes and shifts. Let us begin with our primary instrument, this drafting compass. It isn't merely for measuring distances. It is for understanding scale, for translating the vastness of nature onto our humble canvas of paper. Observe how we can use it to draw perfect arcs and circles, ensuring our coastlines flow naturally, mimicking the organic patterns of nature. As we proceed, I want to share a technique I developed over the years, one that I find invaluable. It's called the tide method. Imagine the tide coming in and going out, revealing more of the land at times and less at others. We use this method to decide how detailed our coastline should be. For larger maps meant for broad navigation, we keep the detail moderate, allowing sailors and explorers a clear and concise guide. However, for more detailed studies, perhaps of a particular bay or estuary, we delve into finer lines, capturing every inlet and outcropping revealed at low tide. Let me show you an example here. On this map, I began just last week. Notice the level of detail around this bay area. I spent hours ensuring that every tiny inlet was accurately represented. This kind of precision requires patience and a steady hand. But the result is a map that does more than guide. It educates and informs. It tells the mariner what to expect, where they might find shelter in a storm, or where they might anchor for the night. Now, let's talk about the tools that help us achieve such detail. This set of fine quills is not just a collection of feathers. Each one is selected for its ability to hold ink differently, allowing us to create varied textures and depths. The broader quills are perfect for outlining, while the finer ones are ideal for detailing those intricate shorelines. And the ink, it must flow smoothly, yet dry quickly enough to prevent smudging. Each bottle here is mixed by hand to achieve the perfect consistency. As you pick up your quill, remember, every map you create is a reflection of your understanding and your perspective. No two cartographers will chart a coastline the same way, and that is where the beauty of our profession lies. It's in the individual touch, the personal connection to the land and sea that we bring to life on paper. Another critical aspect we must discuss is accuracy. A mapmaker's credibility hinges on the reliability of her maps. To ensure this, we often cross-reference our drafts with reports from travelers, sailors, and other cartographers. We look at old maps, we read journals, and we sometimes even travel to see the geography ourselves. This constant pursuit of truth is what makes a cartographer's work both challenging and profoundly satisfying. Now, as your mentor, I urge you to start thinking about the philosophy behind our work. Each line you draw connects points, but it also connects people, traders, explorers, even empires. Your maps will help them navigate the world, find new routes, establish trade, or even escape peril. This is a significant responsibility, and you must approach each project with both humility and confidence. So, take up your quill, select your ink, and join me at the drafting table. Today you will start with a simple coastline, perhaps of a familiar shore. Practice the techniques I've shown you, experiment with the tools, and most importantly, let your hand be guided by the knowledge that each stroke carries a weight far beyond its line. As you work, remember that you are not just creating, you are exploring. You are a part of a grand tradition of map makers, whose work has illuminated the darkest corners of the world. Let this knowledge inspire you, let it challenge you, and let it guide you as you begin to leave your own mark upon the vast, uncharted canvases that await. Welcome, once again, to the art of cartography. Let's begin this journey together, step by careful step, line by thoughtful line. Today brings an intriguing challenge, one that I believe you're ready to tackle alongside me. We are going to venture beyond simple coasts and contours to explore a most peculiar artifact in my collection, an ancient map, unfinished and shrouded in mystery. This piece, brought to me by a seasoned trader from the distant east, is believed to chart a path to a forgotten civilization. Isn't it thrilling to think what secrets we might uncover together? Now, take a close look at this map. Notice here, along the edges, the lines begin to fade, and symbols that are unfamiliar to our modern eyes appear. These symbols could be the key to understanding much more than just geography. They could reveal stories, legends, perhaps even warnings. We must approach this task with both reverence and a scientific eye. Let us start by deciphering these symbols. I've spent many evenings poring over ancient texts and scripts, trying to match them with known languages of old civilizations. Some are still beyond my grasp, but with fresh eyes we might just crack their code. Here, take this magnifying glass and examine the detail. What do you see? How do the symbols compare to the ones we studied last week? Understanding these symbols is akin to learning a new language. One spoken, not by tongues, but by the hands of time itself. Each symbol here is more than a mere mark. It is a testament to the people who once thrived in these now lost lands. Think of it. By mapping this area, we are, in a sense, bringing them back to memory, back to life. Now, as we delve deeper into this map, consider the significance of each line. These could represent roads or rivers, perhaps trade routes that were once bustling with activity. It's our task to link these physical elements with the cultural symbols we uncover, thus piecing together a broader picture of how this civilization might have interacted with its environment. Let's focus on this central area here. Do you see how the symbols cluster around what appears to be a city or a stronghold? This could be a crucial clue. Cities are often the heart of a civilization. They're cultural and economic centers. Mapping this accurately could provide insights into the region's political or spiritual significance, which could be invaluable to historians and archaeologists. Moving forward, I want to employ a technique I call layered mapping. We start with the physical geography which you've practiced. Next, we overlay the cultural symbols, aligning them with known historical contexts. Finally, we add our interpretations, hypothesizing what might have been. This layered approach not only helps in creating a more comprehensive map, but also in developing a narrative, telling the story of the land and its people. Consider this as you work. Each map you create is not just a tool, it's a narrative device. Through your maps, you have the power to tell stories of lands unseen, and voices unheard. You bring the whispers of the past into the chorus of the present. Isn't that a remarkable power to wield? Now, I'd like you to take the lead. Begin by sketching out the basic geography as you see it from the old lines. Integrate the symbols where they seem most relevant. Use your instincts. You have a keen eye. I've seen it. As you work, ponder on what each line might mean, what story it might tell. This is where the art of cartography lies. Not just in the precision of your lines, but in the imagination of your mind. This task before us, it's more than just academic. It's a quest. It's our contribution to the collective human story. By bringing clarity to this ancient map, we add another chapter to that grand narrative, ensuring that the knowledge of this lost civilization contributes to our global understanding. Take your time, focus on the detail, and let your passion for discovery guide your hand. This is more than mapping. This is an exploration of the deepest kind. Let's embark on this journey together, with eyes wide and minds open, ready to learn whatever secrets this ancient map is willing to reveal. Today we find ourselves at the heart of what it means to be a cartographer, the profound connection between our maps and the human spirit. As you've begun to see through our work together, maps are far more than mere representations of land and sea. They are woven into the fabric of human history, connecting distant lands and diverse peoples through the ages. Now, let's delve deeper into this idea, shall we? Think about the maps we've studied and created. Each one holds a universe of stories. Consider the trade routes that snake across the continents, spices, silks, and silver flowing along them. These are not just economic transactions. They are exchanges of culture, philosophy, and art. When we trace these routes, we are mapping the pathways of human interaction, the diffusion of ideas and innovations that have shaped civilizations. Now, reflect on the great voyages of discovery, driven by the maps of earlier explorers. What courage it must have taken to sail toward the horizon, armed with nothing but a rough sketch and an unquenchable curiosity about the world. Our role in their journeys is unmistakable. Without the cartographer's hand, the shape of the world might have remained a mystery for many more generations. As you continue to work on our map of the forgotten civilization, imagine the people who once inhabited those lands. What were their hopes? Their fears? How did the geography you are now drawing influence their myths, their wars, their peace treaties? The mountains, rivers, and valleys we plot were once the backdrop to their daily lives, just as they are to ours today. This is why accuracy in our craft is so crucial. It respects the reality of those who lived and still live in these places. Let's consider the philosophical underpinnings of our work. Every line you draw connects not only points on a map, but also moments in time. You create a continuum from the past through the present to the future. And as you do so, think about the ethical dimensions of your work. Our maps can change perceptions, influence decisions, and even alter the course of history. With this power comes a responsibility to be fair, to be truthful, and to be mindful of the impact our maps will have. Think about the maps that have been misused or misunderstood, territories wrongly claimed, populations inaccurately represented. As a cartographer, you wield the power to present the world as it is, or as it was, but also the responsibility to foresee how your representation might shape the world to come. This is why we must approach our maps with both a sense of awe and a sense of duty. Each stroke of the pen carries the weight of truth, Our integrity must be as steadfast as the North Star that guides the mariner through the night. As we work today, let's focus on adding a layer to our map that speaks to the cultural richness of the civilization we're uncovering. Where might their centers of worship have been? Where did they gather for celebration or for council? Mapping these sites is not just a task of historical record, but a celebration of human diversity and a testament to our shared heritage. This is the heart of exploration, not the conquest of territories, but the discovery of new ways to see the world and understand our place within it. By mapping, we do not just chart lands, we chart the course of human understanding. We stand at the crossroads of geography and philosophy, of history and destiny. This, my dear apprentice, is the grand adventure we are on. This is the essence of our craft. This is what it means to be a map maker in the truest sense. Let's continue with our pens and our imaginations as our tools, charting a course through the unknown, always striving to reveal not only where we are, but who we are. As we continue to reveal layer upon layer of our ancient map, a new chapter unfolds before us, an unexpected discovery that alters not only the course of our map, but perhaps our understanding of this long-forgotten civilization. Today, our journey of discovery takes a dramatic turn, as we've stumbled upon a hidden message within the map itself, an enigma wrapped in the parchment's aged fibers. This discovery, my dear apprentice, could lead us down paths none have trodden for millennia. Now, as you add to our map, think of yourself as part of this grand tradition. You are not just an apprentice, not just a cartographer. You are a guardian of human history and a bridge to future knowledge. Your maps will inform scholars, guide travelers, inspire poets, and perhaps one day lead to new discoveries that we can scarcely imagine. So, let us proceed with both humility and ambition. Let the work we do today add a new chapter to the human story, one that future generations will study, cherish, and build upon. Let us map not just the land, but the human spirit in all its complexity and beauty. This hidden message, cleverly interwoven into the cartographic symbols, and perhaps overlooked by those who did not seek its secrets, now lies before us, begging to be deciphered. It speaks of a potential treasure or a danger lurking, shielded by the passage of time yet persistent in its presence. How thrilling it is to think that our hands and eyes might be the first in centuries to pore over these hints and begin to unravel their mysteries. Now, I need your sharp mind and keen insight. This is no longer just a lesson in geography or history. This is a real-time puzzle that demands our wit and dedication. Look here, where the lines of the map converge unusually. Notice how the symbols differ subtly from those surrounding them. It's as if the original cartographer was pressing us to look closer, to dig deeper beyond the surface. What do you think they might signify? As we ponder this mystery, consider the implications of our findings. If this message leads to a treasure, it could be of immense historical value. Not in gold or jewels, perhaps, but in knowledge, in artifacts that could rewrite history. And if it's a warning, what dangers might it speak of? Forgotten diseases, hidden traps, or perhaps the protective measures around sacred sites? Our approach must be methodical. Let's start by cataloging each unique symbol here in the margins. We'll compare them with the extensive lexicon of ancient scripts I've compiled over the years. Your fresh perspective might catch what I've missed, and together we could crack this code. Imagine, each step we take in solving this puzzle not only brings us closer to the truth hidden in these cryptic messages, but also ties us directly to the mapmaker who centuries ago, perhaps in a moment of fear or brilliance, decided to encode this secret. We are not just researchers, we are detectives in time, deciphering clues left for us across the ages. Let's hypothesize for a moment about the nature of this secret. Why would ancient map makers go to such lengths to hide this message? Was it to protect something sacred or valuable? Or was it perhaps to ensure that only the worthy could uncover it? Think of the historical contexts we've studied. Could political unrest or threats from neighboring regions have prompted such secrecy? As you work through these symbols, let each hypothesis guide you, but also let it challenge you. Do not settle for the simplest answer. Dig deeper, question each assumption, and always look for connections that might not be immediately apparent. This is the essence of discovery, the heart of all knowledge. Now, let's focus. This segment here where the ink is slightly darker, have you noticed it? Let's use a different lens to examine it. See how, when viewed under this light, more details emerge. This is a classic technique used by the ancients to hide their most precious secrets. They knew that not all seekers were equal, and they built their puzzles accordingly. Your role in this is crucial. I need you to document each discovery, no matter how minor it seems. We'll use these notes to build our case, to map not just the land but the story it tells. This map is no longer just a teaching tool. It has become our link to a mystery that demands to be solved. And as we inch closer to understanding, remember that this journey, like all great quests, is not just about the destination, but also about what we learn along the way. Each challenge we overcome, each riddle we solve, builds our strength and sharpens our intellect. So, take heart, my apprentice. What lies ahead may be daunting, but it is also a rare chance to make history ourselves. Let's proceed with both caution and excitement. Ready the pens, steady your mind, and let's unravel the secrets of this ancient map together. This is what it means to be a true explorer of the past. This is cartography at its most thrilling and profound. Let us step forward into the unknown, together, with eyes wide open and spirits undaunted. Today, my dear apprentice, we stand on the threshold of a significant milestone. Our diligent study, our shared curiosity, and our relentless pursuit of truth have led us to this moment of discovery and completion. As we tie the final threads of our inquiry into the ancient map and its secrets, we find ourselves not at the end of a journey, but at the beginning of something far greater. Through our combined efforts, we have deciphered the hidden message and uncovered the true purpose of the mysterious map. Dimnitting County Maug. It has revealed a location previously uncharted and laden with historical significance. Imagine a lost city, a cradle of ancient knowledge waiting to be rediscovered. The implications of our discovery are profound, not just for us, but for the world. It opens up new avenues for exploration, new stories to be told, and new histories to be written. Now, as we prepare to share our findings with the world, I want to take a moment to reflect on what we have achieved together. This journey was not just about mapping unknown lands or uncovering hidden treasures. It was about forging a connection with the past, about understanding our place in the continuum of history. You have shown great aptitude, perseverance, and insight, qualities that make not just a skilled cartographer, but a true scholar and explorer. Let's consider our next steps. The map we have refined and the secrets it has yielded will soon be part of a larger dialogue within the academic community and beyond. Scholars, historians, and explorers will look to our work as a beacon that lights their way into new territories both literal and intellectual. We will prepare a detailed report documenting our methodology, our discoveries, and our interpretations. Your contributions will be front and center, a testament to your hard work and dedication. Moreover, we must think about the future expedition. This map does not just end with us. It beckons us to follow where it leads, to explore the land it depicts, to validate our findings, and to perhaps uncover even more about this ancient civilization. Think of it. You could be part of this next adventurous chapter, stepping into the world you have helped to reveal, touching the soil of the lands you have so meticulously mapped. This is the true calling of a cartographer. It is not merely to chart the known, but to dare to unveil the unknown. As your mentor, I am immensely proud of the growth you have shown, the keen intellect you have demonstrated, and the passion for discovery that burns brightly within you. But let us also ponder the greater impact of our work. Every map, every discovery holds the power to change how we view the world. We have the capability to influence perceptions, to inform debates, to contribute to the collective understanding of our planet and its history. This responsibility should guide every line we draw, every hypothesis we propose. As we conclude this particular project, I encourage you to continue seeking, learning, and questioning. The world is a vast mosaic of stories, and each map is a key to unlocking those narratives. You have proven that you are more than capable of wielding these keys with integrity and curiosity. Finally, let me express my gratitude for your companionship on this journey. It has been a privilege to guide you, to learn from you, and to see the world anew through your eyes. The completion of this map may mark the end of one chapter in our collaboration, but I hope it is just the beginning of many more. Our partnership in the pursuit of knowledge has been one of the most rewarding experiences of my career. So, let us step forward with anticipation and courage. The paths we chart from here will lead to new challenges, new discoveries, and new adventures. Together, we have mapped the past. Now let us embrace the future with open arms and eager hearts. The world awaits, my dear apprentice, and there is so much more yet to explore.